Unit 4, sinusoidal functions. So I'm just doing the long answers, same as the other videos. We are gonna flip. First guy. This is like a pretty standard question. We got this a lot this year. So given this point lies on the intersection of the unit circle and the terminal arm in standard position. Unit circle is a big thing because it tells me my radius is 1. I don't have to solve for it. So your x value is positive, your y value is negative. That tells you that it's down here. I also know my x term is cosine and my second term is sine only because it's on the unit circle. If it's not on the unit circle, you can't do that. You gotta plot your points and solve for your radius. So cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, root 3 over 2. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so you can label your triangle like this. Sketch the diagram. Part 1. Beautiful. Done. Okay. Then, determine the value of the 6 trig ratios. I already have cosine, is root 3 over 2. I already have sine, is a negative 1/2, which makes it really easy for us to get secant and cosecant. Now, you have a radical in the bottom. I do not like radicals in the bottom, which means I need to rationalize my solutions. So, 2 over root 3 times the top and bottom by root 3. These work out really nice. 2 root 3 over 3. Same thing for cosecant theta. I just do my reciprocal. This one works out nice. Reciprocal, oops, can you even see what I'm doing? Reciprocal of a negative 1/2 is just equal to negative 2. Hard ones here are tan and cotan. Cotan is a little bit easier because it'll be done for us. Tan theta is sine over cosine. Negative 1/2 divided by root 3 over 2. Dividing fractions, first thing you should think of is keep, change, flip, or multiply by the reciprocal. Works out really nice. These guys cancel, so my solution is negative 1 over root 3. But once again, we need to rationalize. So it's a negative root 3 over 3. I'm running out of room. That's your tan value. Bing. Cotan is just the reciprocal of this. I wouldn't take this guy and do the reciprocal of it because then you have to rationalize and cancel again. I would take this nice guy here because when you do the reciprocal, it's just root 3 on the top. So cotan of theta equals negative root 3. You will have way more room to do this on a midterm. This is like no room at all. Determine the angle in standard position. This tripped you up on your test a little bit. So you're given all of these values. It's your choice what you want to use to solve for it. So let's take sine equals negative 1/2. I know that it's in quadrant 4 from part A. So if sine theta equals negative 1/2, then my reference angle is inverse sine of the positive guy. So my reference angle is 30 degrees. Okay. It is in quadrant 4. My reference angle is 30 degrees. Can't see what I'm doing again. So I'm doing 360 minus 30 is 330 degrees. Double check to see if there's anything that says you need it in radians. If you go up, there's nothing in my question that says it, so this is a fine answer. It might say what is your answer in radians, or it might give you a domain where you need, like the options are in radians, and that tells you your final answer is to be in radians. You go up and look at it here, there's nothing like that, which means that this 330 is a good solution and we're happy. Bum bum. Number 2. Oh, I got Thai Express all over my paper. I got some pad Thai. Find the exact value for my function. This is just a unit circle thing. So, cotan of pi over 6 is my first guy. Cotan is cosine over sine, the opposite of tan, which is sine over cosine. Cosine of pi over 6, this is a huge unit circle question. You have it you have your unit circle memorized, so you can draw it at the start of your test. This is cosine of pi over 6. Sine is 1/2. When I multiply by the reciprocal, you get root 3. Great. The next guy is cosine of 11 pi over 6, or 11 pi over 3, sorry. I just look at my unit circle and haul that out. And the last guy is cosecant of negative 240. Easiest thing to do is find sine of negative 240. Negative 240 is the same thing as positive 120. Sine of positive 120 is root 3 over 2. So when I do my reciprocal, I get 2 over root 3. Let's rationalize that now. You could rationalize at the end. It might save us. It might be a little bit of a pain in the butt. We will see. So these are my 3 values that I'm plugging in to this equation. Really nice. We've already dealt with radicals. We've been doing it since grade 11. I'm just plugging my stuff in. So root 3 was cotan of pi over 6. 11 pi over 3 is 1/2 over 2 root 3 over 3. Deal with the top first. It's kind of like a BEDMAS question, except you got to do the top before you do your division. I need a common denominator to add those guys together. So my top guy, I get 2 root 3 plus 1 over 2. Then I'm dividing by a fraction. That is the same thing as multiplying by a reciprocal. So I have this guy. FOIL your 3 into both parts of the top. So I have 6 root 3 plus 3 over 4 root 3. Nice. Only other thing, I hate radicals in the bottom, which means I need to rationalize again. So maybe if we didn't rationalize over here, it would have saved us over here a bit. But that's fine. No biggie. We can know how to simplify. 6 root 3 times root 3, I'm foiling it into both parts, is 6 times 3, which is 18. Then I have 3 root 3 over 4 times root 3 is 12. This actually does simplify because 18, 3, and 12, 3 goes into all of them. So it would be 6 plus root 3 over 4. Gorgeous. My paper is all over the place. Really nice. I think if we didn't rationalize here, it would have saved us a simplifying step over here, which is fine. No biggie. Solve the trigonometric equation where x is in this domain. This is the same thing as saying negative 2 pi is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 2 pi. Okay, just so you know, you should know that. Big thing here is I have to factor. So I have 2 cosine squared x plus 5 cosine x minus 3. I know a lot of you like to change these guys to x's to make our life a little bit easier. And we know how to factor it. Multiplies to give negative 6, adds to give you 5. So I would have x minus 6, x plus 6, x minus 1. And it's a hard case, so you got to divide both by 2. So I have x equals negative 3, x equals positive 1/2. I skipped a step here of reducing that fraction, moving it over. I believe in you guys. You can do that. If you want to show those more steps, you can go ahead and do that as well. So, not done. Let's plug back in my cosine. I have cosine of x equals negative 3. Cosine of x equals 1/2. Cosine of x equals negative 3 is not possible. It's a value bigger than positive 1 or less than negative 1. So this is a rejection. Cosine of 1/2 I can do. So if I go and find my reference angle, theta r is cosine inverse 1 of 1/2, I get a reference angle of 60 degrees. Using your cast rule, you know that cosine is positive, like that 1/2 is positive, right here and down here. So at 60 degrees, and that 360 minus 60, so 300. Big thing, you should change these guys to radians. I'm going to do that at the end, because if you jump back up at your domain, 60 and 360 is the positive version. The negative version, we're at 60 and 300, sorry. The negative version would be negative 60 and negative 300. That is a coincidence that they worked out to be the same thing in the negative. Add or subtract 360 from both of these guys and you'll get them. So your option is negative 60, negative 300, positive 60, positive 300, and your final answer has to be in radians. So negative pi over 3, negative 5 pi over 3, positive pi over 3, positive 5 pi over 3. You can't see what I'm writing. Gorgeous. That's your final answer. Is that the last one from this unit? Yes. Gorgeous, we got one unit left.